Hey guys, Chris with Superfast RC again, and today I'm going to be taking you through my review of the ProSC 4x4 from Team Associated. Got this truck about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe so. I've ran it about 10, I think at least 10 packs, so just wanted to give you my thoughts on it, what I like, what I don't like, weaknesses, strengths, and basically what I would recommend this truck for. So let's get started and I'll take you through what I thought of the truck. So first impressions, I really liked what I saw. It's a great looking, as far as the color scheme, the body, it's awesome. I like it a lot. As far as the quality of the body, it's pretty thick in the front. I don't have a problem with it up here, but in the back here, you can see right here, this is starting to come apart as far as the rear end goes, just at these cracks. And I guess it's, you know, these do hit the ground somewhat, so that can be expected, but I think they could have used a thicker plastic in the rear. In the front, it's fine as far as the Lexan goes. I think it's pretty thick, but in the back, like I said, it gets pretty thin, so maybe it's something to do with the mold, I don't know. So yeah, other than that, the body's fine. I don't expect it to last much longer, especially with the back like this, but it's an RTR body, so it's acceptable. I'll take it. So I'm not going to complain about the body at all. So let me go ahead and get the body off. I'm going to show you what's going on here. As far as the main chassis goes, I can't find anything wrong with it. It seems to be pretty strong. I haven't had any issues with it. When driving this truck, it's very lightweight, and that's hard to explain what it does, but if you look at the driving videos, you can see it's like a rag doll when it's in the air. It's pretty hard to control, and the body, you know, it's short course, so it's a parachute, and it's just going to take it and carry it however it does. And the throttle, and you know, adjusting the throttle and braking in the air, it helps somewhat, but I mean, sometimes you just can't overcome it. And it just lands like this, or nose dives. This truck nose dives. If you're not paying attention, it'll nosedive every jump. I mean, you have to get a feel for it before you start really jumping this truck, or else this will happen. You see right here, this is broken. Yeah, I've already got one on order. It's $7, parts sheet, but just know that it nosedives, and you can do some things on the truck to help mitigate that as far as shocks. And what I did with that is I went ahead and I relocated the bottom shocks, I believe, from the second on the front, the second highest hole to the third hole out on the arm on both sides, and that helped with nose diving, I think, a bit. And the rear, I also moved out a hole, so further out. So hopefully that helps you, but it helped me. So I just wanted to let you know, but it does have a problem with nose diving right out of the box. So, and that has to do with just the way the truck is. It's lightweight, especially in the rear. So it's definitely front end heavy. Another thing, the steering, it has this slop in it. You see that? And it's not, I mean, the servo, it's to an extent, it's the servo, but it's got to be these ball ends. It's all I can think. It's the ball ends here. They have a little bit of slack in them, and they're not standard ball ends. So what I've done is I've ordered just some regular 440 ball ends, 4mm, and I got some Lunsford ball cups that I'm gonna put on there just to hopefully mitigate this and try to eliminate that, because I mean, you can tell a little bit when you're driving, but unless you're racing, I don't really see a need to really fix it. So, yeah. Another thing, okay, let's start talking about durability, because that's one of the issues I had with this truck, and that's going to be one of the reasons I'm not going to recommend this truck for a beginner. And durability, what I have done, well, first thing I showed you, the front bumper is broken. So that's first thing. That's from nose diving, and that's just going to happen. So yeah. Second thing, spur gear. So this guy, I think it was on my third run. I was running on 3S, so maybe that's why. But I guess the motor mount design I really don't like, and I guess it wasn't tight So I guess the spurt with the extra torque of the 3S, the motor moved and it just tore the spur gear up. Had to order a new one of those. Took about 3 days to get here from Tower. But another thing on this truck, the rear axle carriers. If you land on the rear on one of these tires, say like this, they're just going to break. And I think that's a downside to this truck. And it's not that the design's bad, it's just the plastic they're using here is just really, really brittle. And it just snaps. I mean, and that's all there is to it. It's going to snap. And yeah, there's really nothing you can do about it. I've broken two, one on each side. I ordered the factory replacements from Associated, and it's just the factory replacements, and the factory replacements break just like the factory ones do. So what I've actually done, and this is one of the rare occasions I'm going to recommend an aluminum upgrade. These are actually from Integy. I know Integy doesn't have a very good reputation, especially when you're dealing with like Emax, T-Max parts that are cast. But these seem to be pretty good quality, and there's one of the only ones I could find for this truck. They're actually for the Pro Light, which this is a Pro Light, if you didn't know that already. But I have one installed, and I still have one factory over here. Haven't broken it yet. So when I break it, I'll be installing this one here. So yeah, I mean, it's Integy, but it looks pretty good quality. I mean, they say it's billet machined. I don't know if it is or not. It looks like it might be machined, so it's got to be stronger than stock. It's pretty beefy. I would recommend aluminum rear hub carriers on this truck. Haven't broken the front one yet, fingers crossed. So front's been okay. Okay, more things about the truck. Okay, let's talk about the tires. Tires on this truck really surprised me. Yeah, the compound's a little hard, but on the right surface, these are great. I mean, the little damp clay, which is what you're gonna race on, these hook up great. I mean, you can turn on power just fine. On power steering, these tires, they just grip. And you know, they keep you going in a straight line. This truck, it doesn't fishtail very easily unless you purposely get it out of composure. It doesn't fishtail. And I really think these are a great improvement over the old short force tires from Associated. And the durability, they've been pretty good. The foam inserts are great. I'm actually gonna say these are great tires, and I wouldn't change them. I'm not planning on buying tires for this truck. Even if I go to a track, I'll use these. I mean, like I said, they're a little bit hard on the compound, but on the right conditions, on a track where you're gonna have damp clay or hard pack, they're gonna be fine. They do break loose when you get into a little bit of dust, but I mean, what tire doesn't? Yeah, as far as RTR tires go, good job Associated. These are great, and I really hope y'all move completely over to these. So, let's see, next item, body post. On the Pro Light, these broke. From what I saw on other reviews, is that the rear body post just snapped off every time you land on the back. And if you can see from the rear of my body, I've landed a lot on the back of this thing, and I haven't broken any body posts. So they look like they've been redesigned. They're height adjustable, so you can move the body, you can raise the body up and down and give a different look. But yeah, I haven't broken them. They don't feel like they're gonna break. No complaints on that. Mud flaps, they've been fine. Rear bumper's been fine. Undercarriage, there's a little bit of wear here, and there's a lot of wear up here, but no, it's all right. Nothing real big. Arms, haven't broken anything. Weed out of there. Looks fine. The only thing I've broken, like I said, is this and the rear hub carrier. So seems pretty good. Now let's talk about the motor system. The motor system on this guy is fantastic. No complaints from me. Another reason why I'm not going to actually recommend this truck to a beginner, the motor system. It's great. It's powerful. There's so much power on this guy. I mean, it's like you have a castle system out of the box. It's great. It tosses the truck around like a rag doll, and it makes it hard to drive, honestly. This truck is not easy to drive. I gave it to my brother, he's a beginner, has a Slash. He had this truck going, smashing into everything, and you just really got to take your time with this truck and know how to drive, four-wheel drive. It's harder to drive than an A-scale buggy just because of the way it's so light. This thing hardly weighs anything. And like the motor system just tosses it around. And part of that's the body, you know, it's lightweight. It's hard to drive. But once you get the hang of it, I think you're really gonna like it. But like I said, if you're a beginner and you're afraid you're gonna be breaking parts, you wanna just, you know, sky everything out every time you hit a jump, don't get this truck. You're not gonna have a fun time. You're just not. You know, I don't know what I'd recommend. I know the Slash 4x4 has its durability issues as well. I've seen other YouTubers, I think Aussie, RC Playground, he really likes the Turnigy Trooper and the Nitro Circus from Hobby King. And he says they're durable trucks, so maybe that would be great for a beginner. And I know they don't have as big a power system as this does, so maybe that's what you should check out if you're a beginner. But this truck, like I said, just too light. It's too hard to control for a beginner, especially with the amount of power they give you out of the box. So yeah, and as far as a basher, for pure bashing, I don't know if I could recommend this truck either. It's kind of a mix between like an SC10 4x4 and a Slash, I guess. I don't know as far as durability is concerned. It's not the most durable thing out there. I don't know, you know? It's hard to make a decision at this point. You know, I really like what Associated has done here though. And they've, you know, addressed the issues with the ProLite, it seems. Except for the rear hub carriers, which I don't know if that was an issue on the ProLite. Maybe they've changed plastic formulation, but the shocks, they're great. Haven't changed the oil, haven't needed to. They're fine. 16 millimeter. I mean, the dampening and spring rate's perfect for the truck. Yeah. Haven't had to open the receiver box. Haven't had to mess with the servo. Servo's fine. Perfect. Couldn't ask for a better RTR servo. Anything else I can really say? I haven't really broken anything else. I don't know. It seems to be a pretty good truck for a little bit of bashing and, you know, a little bit of messing around on a racetrack. I think you could race this thing at a club level. Don't expect to be doing anything pro with this. Especially, it doesn't come with sway bars. You have to order them, and right now they're out of stock. So I don't know. It doesn't have no center diff, just a slipper clutch, which is horrendously. Oh, I need to tell you, when you strip out the spur, this truck, you got to take this whole top deck off, and it's a pain in the butt. So yeah, and it's hard to get to. And make sure you tighten up your rub screws on your center drivetrain, because they did come loose on me. So other than that, I don't know. It's great. It's a good truck. I'm gonna keep it. I really like it. But for a basher or someone that's new to the hobby and is worried about maybe breaking the truck, I don't think I'd recommend this vehicle. Like I said, check out some of the other offerings out there. But if you're, you know, this isn't going to be your first RC, and you know a little bit how to, you know, handle a car, especially one with this much power, I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. You really are. I do. I almost prefer it to my A-scale buggies, especially on my track, which is the one I just kind of rebuilt. It's more of a 10-scale track than A-scale. A-scale has a hard time staying in the lines. This thing does great. So steering, as far as on power, off power, it's okay. So, like I said, not for the basher, total basher. Like, you can't beat this thing like you would, say, Traxxas Rustler or an A-scale buggy. It will break. And yeah, but if you just want to have fun with something, do it. Once again, this is the ProSC from Team Associated. It's basically a updated ProLite 4x4. The upgrades are good upgrades. I think they did a good job addressing some of the issues with the ProLite out of the box. As far as an RTR vehicle, I think it's a good RTR vehicle. Nothing really that has to be replaced right away. But I would, like I said, I would recommend new aluminum rear hub carriers, and probably want to order a new front bumper too. So anyways, as far as a star rating on this truck, I give it a 7 out of 10. I would have to say 7 out of 10. So it's a good truck. Yeah. This has been Chris with Superfast RC. Subscribe for similar content, and we'll see you in the next one.